This is a First Warn Tri-City Severe Weather Alert. Here is Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle.
Good evening. Welcome into the First Warn Tri-City Severe Weather Center. I'm First Warn Tri-City's Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle for the third evening in a row. I welcome you into a new severe weather coverage stream. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that is now in effect, and we have some breaking news with this. The National Weather Service in Morristown does have a tornado possible tag on it, so I cannot rule out a quick spin-up tornado within this, and I'm just getting myself situated here, so we are watching this closely. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for Lee, northern Scott, and a good part of Wise County until 10:15. And let me put this to the current time, and let me turn on the velocity imagery. And we are seeing in a couple of areas within this storm of some rotation. Let's look at it from Jackson, Kentucky, because this is where we're going to see any of that rotation a little better. And let me turn me on. If we're seeing any rotation within this storm, it's going to be right here near Pound. So if you're in the Pound area right now, you could have a potential weak circulation that is not strong enough for a tornado warning, but the Weather Service in Morristown is starting to get a little bit concerned. So they have put a tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning, and this goes until 10:15. So anytime we have that tornado possible tag, we're going to come on the air and we're going to stay on the air. The rest of this, from basically Daisy to Blackie to Whitesburg to Jenkins, could have some 60-mile-an-hour wind gust within it as well. And a new alert just coming in. We do have also a flash flood warning in effect. I'm going to take off these special weather statements, the blue boxes, but we do have also a flash flood warning for a good part of Letcher County and far eastern Leslie County. That's the red box here. That's a flash flood warning. We're watching a weak area of circulation near Pound that could, the Weather Service is concerned, that could possibly, if it strengthens, produce a quick spin-up of a tornado as these severe storms dive south and east here into southwest Virginia. So right near Pound, where these reds and greens are coming together, it's not tight enough yet for a tornado warning, but the Weather Service is getting a little concerned. That's why they went with this severe thunderstorm warning, but put the tornado possible tag on it. And I am going to work on getting our shear tracker, our rotation detector, to work. And it's also noting a little bit of rotation. There's a couple of weak areas along the line, but if I'm concerned about anything rotation-wise, it is near Pound right now and pushing off to the south and east. But if we go to our reflectivity and just our normal radar view, you can see these severe thunderstorm warnings stretch back to Hyden. This entire line is pushing southeast, but it's basically from Daisy to Blackie to Mayking to Jenkins. That's the part that the Weather Service in Morristown is concerned about as it dives southeast, and where we see a couple of these bulges, a couple of these little kinks, and a little bit right here where it's trying to inflow. That's where the Weather Service is concerned about the potential of a spin-up of a tornado. So that is what we're watching at, and that's why they have a tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning that includes Big Stone Gap, Norton, Dungannon, St. Charles, and areas off to the north of St. Charles and Dungannon. That is what we're watching. Again, if we have any rotation right now, it is in the Pound area. We have a new radar scan here, so we're going to zoom in. Could also be seeing some small hail in Pound. So a little bit kind of getting concerned. It looks like just northeast of Cumberland. This will push toward Party and Big Stone Gap and Norton. We could have a little kink in the line there as well. We're getting a new alert just coming in. This is now a new severe thunderstorm warning being issued here. This is for Dickinson County in southwest Virginia. This does also have the tornado possible tag for the western half of Dickinson County. This goes until 10:15 as well, and this would include Clintwood. So again, we now have severe thunderstorm warnings with the tornado possible tag for northern Lee, northern Scott, a good part of Wise County, and western Dickinson County. Does include Clintwood. So now the Weather Service in Charleston, West Virginia, on board with the Weather Service in Morristown, Tennessee, is saying, and they are watching this right here near Pound, and that could potentially produce a quick spin up of a tornado. This will eventually move, the entire line will end up moving south and east toward Pennington Gap, toward Duffield, but we will be watching that closely. It's not there yet, so we'll watch it. And this rotation is tightening. So near Pound to Wise to Toms Creek, Coburn, Darwin, Leck, Long Fork. Let's just be very close to that safe place in case the Weather Service puts a tornado warning on this right now. And if we're not talking about your community, then you are not in danger at the moment. But this is our rotation right here near Pound, and it's becoming more pronounced. So let me check it here on my phone just from the Morristown radar, because right now we're looking at Jackson, Kentucky. Jackson radar is the best way to look at it. And let me switch it to Morristown. And yes, it's showing rotation on both radars. I would not be shocked if they're at least going to continue the severe thunderstorm warning. And we've got and again, this is right here near the Dickinson-Wise County line. There is some strong winds, though, pushing into already to western Wise County near Appalachia, just northwest of Appalachia, Big Stone Gap, and Norton. And when I go to the radar, this is what we're looking at. So the leading edge of this could produce 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and this near Pound, where that little kind of kink is in the line, does have some rotation. Up to the north here of our viewing area, there is a catastrophic flash flood warning that's in effect. And so the flooding threat up here, that's a flash flood emergency for Knott County, Kentucky. The flood threat is the main threat this evening, but for the next hour, 2 hours, we'll have to watch the severe threat as this line dives south. And this line has once again strengthened up to severe limits as it pushes into the viewing area and could produce a quick spin-up tornado as well, especially right now near Pound is where we're seeing the rotation at. So again, just to recap, we have a severe thunderstorm warning. We have one for a good portion of our southeast Kentucky counties until 10 o'clock. We have one for northern Scott, northern Lee, and basically all of Wise County until 10:15. And then for western Dickinson County, including Clintwood, just west of Clinchco, Nora, McClure, Norland, until 10:15 as well. And let me take that off. And again, rotation is becoming a little more pronounced near Pound right now. So let me go to the rotation tracker and take this along to the current scan. And I don't think the current scan has loaded in. So right now I'm preparing to take shelter. If I'm in Pound, I'm honestly in my tornado safe place at the moment. My rotation tracker not working. We'll get back to velocity. If I'm in Coburn, Wise, Toms Creek, Darwin, Leck, I am basically steps away right now, if not in my tornado safe place, as this pushes off to the southeast here. The Weather Service says that this line is moving at about 20 miles an hour. That's what the Weather Service in Morristown said. Let's see what Charleston said. They're saying 25, so they're acting like it has sped up a little bit. That office is where we've had the last update from. So we are going to put a storm track out on this. Let me switch us to just the normal radar view. Zoom this out. I will do this for the next 2 hours. And again, this thing would end up pushing toward the Tri-Cities. It's going to take it a little bit, only moving at 25 miles an hour. But hold on, those times are not accurate. I might have to do this in a couple different storm tracks, folks, because of the way this storm line is kind of done here. So this part of the line, this is the part where we would be most concerned about a potential tornado. Lynch 945, Wise 956, Appalachia 958, UVA Wise 958, Norton 958, Big Stone Gap 1003. Kind of the northern side of this is where we would be concerned about a potential tornado, basically from Norton, Pound, Coburn, Big Stone Gap area in the northern Lee County, more straight line winds. Tacoma 1003, Coburn 1008, Dungannon 1021. Dungannon would end up being in the path of the possible tornado if they issue a tornado warning. St. Paul 1025, Castlewood 1030. 1029 and Nicholsville 1034. This has probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours before it reaches Kingsport and into the Tri-Cities Metro if that does end up happening. Pennington Gap, again, when these storms arrive, could see some strong wind gusts up to 50 to 60 miles an hour when this pushes through. The potential tornado would be off to your east with this as long as no other rotations develop. Again, this isn't, really what we would call a tornado day, but along these lines, you have to watch if you get a little kink in them for the potential of something spinning. And again, the rotation tracker has not worked the past 2 scans. Oh, there it comes in. Yeah, you can see that rotation becoming more pronounced. South of Pound, this is near Hugh, Lane Store, Round Top, Hurricane. Right there is Wise. So it's kind of that area where this has become a little more pronounced. Looking at our storm relative velocity, again, it would be right here if we have anything. I think our normal velocity does show this a little better right here. And again, this is looking at it from the Jackson, Kentucky radar. Duffield, again, you could have some 40 to 60 mile an hour winds kind of as this pushes into your area, but the rotation would stay off to your north and east. This is eventually coming toward Bristol and Kingsport. The severe line is, if it doesn't weaken before it arrives. Basically, let me just zoom out and kind of give you an overview. And by the way, if we get a tornado warning, I just want to let everyone know, if we get a tornado warning, I will not be focusing on the comments. I will be focusing and zooming down, going street level, town level, with the folks in imminent danger from a tornado. So just wanting to let folks know that if we get a tornado warning, the tornado warning will be my main concern until the tornado warning is off the board. So, but we do know that this entire line is diving east-southeast. It will come toward Gate City, Pennington Gap, Kingsport, Bristol, Mendota, Bluff City, Colonial Heights, or Goinsville. If this does not weaken, it could, but if it doesn't weaken, this thing is going to move into the Tri-Cities with the potential for straight-line damaging wind gusts, so also some localized flooding as well. Let's go back to the velocity because we really need to focus on if we have a possible tornado in here. Well, first, let's see, we do have a new reflectivity scan. You're seeing this inflow is, that's just kind of concerning to me where it's got the little notch there. That is very concerning to me. Honaker, this line of storm is going to pass to your west. Again, let's go to the velocity imagery here and get to our current scan as that scan sweeps around. Basically, that rotation is setting on the Dickinson, Wise County border. Well, you're seeing these pinks. This is where I'm worried about. Strong winds pushing right into Norton right now. So if you are in Norton, you want to be kind of getting close here to your safe place, or at least indoors and away from windows because some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts are possible. I do not know why our cameras, when I go live, stop working. Maybe it's because I'm doing that. There we go. So this is our camera from Norton. This is a live look right now in Norton, and potential tornado probably going to stay east of Wise, but I'd be close to my safe place. Bristol, Kingsport, an hour and a half, 2 hours away for these storms. If this line holds together, the line of storms could impact Johnson City as well. What I'm going to do is we're going to keep a live look at Norton because I'm going to take this and put it into a double box. Let me take Rundy off. And do this. Where's that ticker? I do not know why our ticker ain't working, folks. I'm getting that situated. All right, here we go. So this is what we're looking at here. I will move this camera up so it's not blocking the ticker. There we go. So this down on the bottom of your screen, that is a live look at Norton right now. So that is what we're watching. And again, I'm going to zoom out and give this update one more time. We are looking at a line of storms pushing into southwest Virginia from southeast Kentucky. People, I don't think, need to take shelter right now in Duffield. Watch it. Indoors wouldn't be a bad idea. And we do now have a flash flood warning as well for Wise County until 12:45. This is for the northern half of the county. We have a line of storms pushing in from Kentucky, folks. This is moving east-southeast. This will move toward Bristol. This will move toward Kingsport. This will move toward Johnson City. The question is, does this line weaken before it gets there? And that's something, it's just going to be a wait-and-see game, folks. We're not sure. Okay, we now have some breaking weather information. Service in Jackson, Kentucky now says we have a considerable damage threat of flash flooding in far eastern Leslie County and most of Letcher County. So again, we have considerable flash flooding now in one of our Kentucky counties. That's in Letcher County, Kentucky. This flash flood warning up here for Blackie, Mayking, Jenkins, up into Whitesburg. That is now a considerable damage flash flood warning until 12:45 a.m. We also have a flash flood warning now for northern Wise as well until 12:45 a.m. But right now, no considerable damage tag on that yet. We are still watching for the potential of a quick spin-up tornado within this line of storms as well. But the main threat right now, it looks to be damaging winds. There is still some rotation within this line. So I do not want to discount that we do have some rotation. The rotation is kind of weakened a little bit. But again, we are taking a live look at Norton. You can see the camera shaking as this strong wind pushes through. Again, VDOT camera in Norton, bottom of your screen. These winds are pushing right in there right now. This is in Wise, Norton area. You got these strong winds. We got the camera shaking from how strong these winds are. We're watching that camera there. I'm watching it alongside of you. And this is one thing we're going to do. We're going to show you the camera as these storms move in. And that's what's happening. This is pushing right into Norton. So again, if you're in Norton, you're about to have some strong winds hit your location. And that is what we're watching here. These winds, radar is estimating winds up to 50 to 60 mile an hour, and that is why we have a severe thunderstorm warning. I would not be shocked if this continues off to the east-southeast, folks, with these severe thunderstorm warnings. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this, especially with me seeing these the rain now starting, the camera shaking there in the Wise Norton area there. So again, we're going to want to watch it very closely. Keep an eye on the Weather Service alerts that are coming out. Also trying to keep an eye on the comments section. Clintwood here, let me switch back to reflectivity. About to start seeing the rain. You're getting the crazy wind, the lightning. I'd be indoors away from windows because that could have some strong winds. Also watching the rotation to the west of you there in Clintwood. As this storm continues to move along here. Again, before these reach the Tri-Cities Metro of Kingsport and Bristol, we have an hour and a half at least. These storms are only moving at about 25 miles an hour. Here is, that's Norton on the bottom of your screen, just for everyone to know. But we do have this line kind of bowing out in here. That is where we're watching. And again, up here where this kind of little hook is, backwards C, that's where we're watching rotation. And again, these storms will eventually move south. Appalachia, Big Stone Gap, St. Charles, Shepherd Hill, Keokee, Jasper, Duffield, Stickleyville, Rye Cove, Stanleytown, Nicholsville, Dungannon. As these move east-southeast, we're likely going to see more warnings issued along this line unless it gets considerably weaker before 10:15, which right now it's showing no signs of doing so. We're also kind of getting into a radar dead zone. It still looks like there's some rotation up there near the Wise-Dickinson County line, but it's kind of hard to tell because of where we're at radar-wise, because we're kind of between a few different radar sites. And our rotation tracker, I don't know if it'll load up or not. They're going to keep the tornado possible tag on this, folks. So they are still, the Weather Service in Morristown thinks there's still enough to keep the tornado possible tag. They say at 9:51, severe thunderstorms were located along the line extending from Bledsoe to near Wise, moving south. They are saying at 20 miles an hour. So expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees, and remain alert for a possible tornado. But 60-mile-an-hour winds right now, wind gusts of 60 miles an hour in this storm remains the main threat. So again, these are kind of moving, they say east or south, southeast. I would say more of a southeasterly motion. They're saying due south, so south at 20. Let's put a storm track on this. at 20 miles an hour. So this is the next hour. Norton 954, Appalachian 955. So again, these are just in minutes here. UVA Wise 956, Big Stone Gap around 10 o'clock. Tacoma 1002, Coburn 1009, Dungannon 1025, Nicholsville 1042, Hilton's at 1053 as this line moves east-southeast. So for the Hilton's about 1053, Bristol 11, 1110, and Kingsport probably around the same. We got this lingering area back in Kentucky we'll watch, but this that's kind of sped up out ahead is probably the main show, the main severe threat, and where we could, I'm not saying we have one, but where we could maybe keep the threat of a spin-up tornado, isolated spin-up tornado. The tornado threat's very low, but again, there has been some rotation on this storm. So again, Bristol, if we're going to see it in Bristol, it is going to be here in about an hour and a half or so. Just checking kind of the radars on my phone, there is still some rotation, but not tons on the Dickinson and Wise County line, but that could obviously re-strengthen, so we need to watch it. The Weather Service here has expired the warning in southeast Kentucky, so that's good news. This part of the line has moved, producing potential damaging winds is out of Kentucky and into southwest Virginia now. So this is now a southwest Virginia issue here in Wise County especially, but this will go into the northern half here of Lee County and the northern half of Scott County before it sags southwestern Russell, northwest Washington, Virginia, into Scott County, Virginia. That's going to be the next areas that would see a severe thunderstorm warning if the National Weather Service does decide to extend this. As we look at the velocity image, we're seeing the potential rotation is right up here, and it might be trying to tighten back up as it heads toward Toms Creek, Coburn, Daint, St. Paul kind of general direction. But again, the main threat I'm worried about here is from Appalachia to Norton. Look at these bright colors of wind. That's radar estimating 50 to 60 mile-an-hour wind gust here. So again, we're watching this very closely as it pushes off to the east-southeast here, and we'll see if the Weather Service does extend these warnings to the south. I would definitely not be surprised if they do, and we'll definitely have to watch it. So again, Bristol's going to be about 11:15. It won't be midnight when Bristol gets hit. It'll be about 11:15 or so for Bristol, about an hour, 15 minutes from now for the Bristol on, if it stays on the path. And this part of the line right over here from Appalachia to Cumberland is what's going to come down into the Duffield area. So that will bring it to the Duffield area. So again, we are watching these severe thunderstorm warnings here that are in effect. And again, the primary threat within this is 60 mile-an-hour winds from Appalachia to Norton to Wise. Wind gust, I should say. But up here on the Wise-Dickinson County line, we've got the potential of a quick spin-up tornado. And again, thanks for answering the questions in the comments, but we are answering the questions here live as we go to keep people informed, because we have the radar right here in front of us and able to use all of our tools here to help, and we can actually time it out through a storm track. And that is what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do go back to reflectivity. Let's see if I can turn me off real quick. Tornado warning, no, but the severe thunderstorm warning does have the tornado possible tag on it. So this is a tag that the Weather Service uses, and they use this that if there's some weak rotation within the storm, they'll use this tag because the rotation is not strong enough for a tornado warning, but a tornado could drop at any minute. So let's go to the track here, and I'm going to make this a 2-hour storm track. So I am going to zoom out to kind of get a little more of the area, because this is going to go a little while. and push this at about 20 miles an hour. So UVA-wise at 9:59 here basically right now. Big Stone Gap 10:02. Keokee 10:03. Tacoma 10:05. Coburn 10:13. Dungannon 10:22. Castlewood 10:40. Nicholsville 10:40. Gate City 10:47. Hilton's 10:53. Mendota 10:58. Churchill 11:04. Bloomingdale 11:04. Kingsport 11:04. Sullivan Gardens 11:14. Colonial Heights 11:21. Bluntville 11:28. Bristol 11:28, Spurgeon 11:33, Bristol Motor Speedway 11:36, Bluff City 11:44 for this line of storms. There's not a tornado heading toward Duffield, no. If we have any rotation that could produce a quick spin-up tornado within this, it is going to be on the Wise-Dickinson County border, and it will stay if it moves into Scott County on the eastern side of the county. And as I zoom this along here, we're getting that new velocity scan. And if we have any rotation, I will go back on the radar here. The rotation would be right here just to the northeast of Wise heading toward Coburn. So that's what's coming. If you were not included in the storm track, this storm line is probably going to stay to the west of you. So that is what we're watching right now. There's a new velocity scan. Continuing to see some weak rotation, but the main threat here, strong thunderstorm winds from really Appalachian and north. And this is a very strong wind field. I would expect a new severe thunderstorm warning coming in soon. But again, Pennington Gap area, you are likely going to see the weaker side of this as this pushes off to the south, because I know we've got one person asking about Pennington Gap a lot. So that's kind of going to push kind of like this. So the main threat, the main severe part will stay east of Pennington Gap. So mainly heavy rain and lightning for you folks there in Pennington Gap. So again, we're watching this as it pushes down to the south and east. And this, again, could produce just a quick spin-up tornado. That was a weird sound. I've never heard that make. A quick spin-up tornado, especially from... I'm also kind of going to watch that. That looks interesting. Round Top down to Coburn, Tacoma Mountain area. So again, this will push through. Yes, this is pushing toward the Tri-Cities Metro, especially Kingsport, Bristol, and that would be toward the 11:30 time frame when it makes it down into the Metro. So that is what we're watching. Gate City, yes, this will be heading for you as well there. Rose Hill, most of this will stay to the east of you. And as we go to the velocity, again, since we're tracking some potential rotation, we do want to let you know that if the National Weather Service issues a tornado warning for this cell, that we will solely focus on the tornado warning, and we will not be focusing on the comments. We'll just be focusing on the tornado warning. The tornado threat is very low for the Kingsport area, very low. So again, that if we're not really talking about you, you're very not in danger basically. Well, I'm watching here, and I will switch us back to just the main radar. I'm watching this from Clintwood to Wise to Big Stone Gap to near Cumberland here, and that's where I'm watching for the potential of damaging thunderstorm winds of 60 miles an hour. If we have any rotation that could produce a quick spin-up tornado, it would be in the Coburn, just pushing down into the Coburn area near the Wise-Dickinson County line. So I'm not really concerned about a tornado in Gate City. I'm concerned about the potential of 60-mile-an-hour winds, tornado threat for Big Stone Gap. There's no rotation, just straight-line damaging winds in that. Lebanon, Virginia, this should pass just west of you. Greenville, this has a long way to go before it would even possibly survive into Greenville. So I'm not going to talk about that potential. Yes, Rose Hill could have some storms and potential for flooding, localized flooding, maybe some gusty winds, but this severe threat, just this severe weather likely stays east there. So again, try and keep up with comments, but I got a storm track as well. For the people in the way of these storms right now, as this pushes in. And as this gets closer to your areas, if you're going to be impacted by this, then we'll definitely keep an eye on it for you. Duffield, the severe part of this storm that's over Big Stone Gap, is heading right in your direction right now. And again, this could have some straight line damaging wind gusts with it. Again, I've said multiple times for Pennington Gap, the most severe part of this will stay to the east, but 30 to 40, maybe 50 mile an hour wind gusts, and the potential for some heavy rainfall and lightning there. Yes, this is actively occurring right now from Big Stone Gap to Norton to Coburn, and this could end up impacting and moving down through the Bloomingdale area as well. So that's what we're watching. Norton, you got some very strong winds over you right now, along with heavy rain. Really, the strongest winds probably are just to your south and east now. So now it's mainly just going to be the rain within this. And again, we're watching this because the Weather Service is watching a couple of brief areas of potential rotation. There might be one here near Cracker Neck and one near Coburn. So we're kind of watching these just in case. Mountain City, this probably stay west. There might be a little bit near Keokee as well. Let me see. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Oh, we just got a new warning, didn't we? Yep. Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning. Well, we had one, I thought. Yes, we do. It popped up and then it was gone. Now it's back. There it is. New severe thunderstorm warning. This does have the tornado possible tag on it, folks. City Lee, from basically Pennington Gap east, including Stickleyville, the Dryden area, Russell County from Lebanon west, all of Scott County, Virginia, western, northwest, Washington County, Virginia, including Mendota, until 10:45. This does not include Bristol, or this does include the far western side of Bristol, like along Gate City Highway towards Ketcherin and the Benhams area up toward Mendota, and does not include Kingsport yet, but it gets very close to you. So again, basically the rest of Southwest Virginia, southeast of that, is going to be pushing in here. So again, we're watching this closely, and I do not know why the warning went off. The radar backed up there for just a second, but we should be back to current view. Again, we got a new radar scan sweeping across. That's why this Boeing line of storms is going to be continuing to push south through the region. And again, basically the severe threat is from St. Charles, Pennington Gap, Stickleyville, east, including all of Scott County, Virginia. As of now, northwest Washington County, Virginia. I do not know why that keeps doing that. That is not good. And from Lebanon west in Russell County, and again, this storm does have the tornado possible tag on it here. So if you can hear that sound in the background, I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. So again, that is what we are watching here. So again, we're watching these storms very closely and just watching the latest velocity scans in case something does try to spin up in here. Again, I've said it multiple times, Pennington Gap, we will be watching for 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts and some heavy rain, lightning, localized flooding concerns. The severe warning is east of Pennington Gap. And the Bristol area, yeah, right now you're just seeing the lightning. If you look in the distance, and that's a new velocity scan, so I'll go back to that in just a second. You're seeing the lightning in the distance from these, and this will move down to your south about 11 o'clock or so. These might have sped up just a little bit, so let me go and look at the Weather Service chat and just see. Yes, they have. They're moving now at 30. We'll do a storm track. The Coburn area does... Right now we're watching a little bit of rotation near Toms Creek, near Coburn, pushing south and east. So if you're in the Coburn area, it's low, but it's not zero. Wise, this is mainly going to be past you now. Clintwood, yeah, I think the strongest winds are down here in Wise County, honestly. And soon we'll be switching to the Morristown radar to track this. Let me put another storm track on this for you all, as a new radar scan comes across, and then I will storm track it. This could have It could end up hitting around South Holston Lake. We'll see how this goes. And then for the Bristol area, this could have some strong winds when it comes in, so we'll definitely have to watch it. Let me put a storm track on this here for you to give you some more timing as it does get ready to impact. Let's do a cell track, or sorry, a line track, and let's go from here to here to here, and then pushing it at about 20 or about 30 miles an hour. I have it set to 2 hours. That's why it's doing such a long storm track. All right, let me fix this to just 1 hour so we can get you a better storm track on it here. And this is moving at about 30. Okay, so Dungannon around 10:18, Clinchport 10:21, Nicholsville 10:29, Gate City 10:30, Weber City 10:32, Hilton's 10:35, Kingsport 10:40, Bloomingdale 10:41, Mendota 10:42, Colonial Heights 10:51, Bristol 11 o'clock. In this area here, I don't think this will push. Why is the threat just pushing to the east of you? I would stay near a safe place around for the next 5 minutes or so. Limestone, hopefully this will stay northeast of you as well as the Greenville area. Once we get closer to Gate City, we'll pull up the Gate City camera. You're looking in Norton right now. We saw when this initial line was moving through the Norton area, we definitely saw some strong wind gust with it. It was kind of shaking the camera. So let me see how the Morristown radar is looking with this. Okay, the Jackson radar is showing some rotation to the northeast here of Dungannon on storm relative on the latest scan. Yeah. There is a little bit of rotation. Let me see real quick before I point this out to you. Now on the Morristown radar, the Morristown radar is having to shoot so high for this. This is a very bad spot for this to be happening. There's a little bit of rotation right here near Dungannon, kind of that we're going to watch as it pushes south. Dungannon, Nicholsville, maybe eventually to Mendota, near the Russell, Scott County line, and then eventually maybe into Washington County line. Kingsport, Bristol area, the Tri-Cities between 10:45 and 11:15. So again, this is kind of pushing to the east-southeast here as it continues to push through. We're going to watch that. That is interesting. Stick on this here for another scan. Because that is kind of the most, I'm going to go back to reflectivity, kind of see what reflectivity looks like in that area. Yeah, it's got that little notch right there too. If I'm in Dungannon, I'm going to be steps away from my tornado safe place. Dungannon, steps away from my tornado safe place with what we're watching. That's hooked now right there. There near Dungannon. And that I am kind of getting concerned about. Because that's kind of got a hook there, and then the rotation showing on velocity. Yeah, that's even kind of hooked even a little better right there. Yes, there is a tornado possible tag. Yeah, we're going to track this storm until all severe warnings are expired. Pennington Gap, severe weather staying to your east. Norton, the severe part of this now down to your south and east. Abingdon, this could eventually impact you, especially areas on the west side of town. So we'll be watching it closely there. See when this new velocity scan sweeps around how that looks. It's still there. So that's what we'll watch. 2 water rescues ongoing right now in Kentucky as well. We'll talk about the flooding once we get this passed. Yeah, Pennington Gap. This is moving to the east of you. The severe thunderstorm warning does not include Pennington Gap. Elizabeth, and this could eventually reach you as well as it pushes to the east-southeast. There are some storms down here in the Tri-Cities right now, or at least some showers near Oak Grove, Johnson City, Elizabethton, but these are non-severe. Anything severe up to the north and east, and I will go back. Yes, Kingsport about 10:45, 11 o'clock, as long as this holds together. I go back up here to the Jackson, Kentucky radar, because that's where we can actually track these storms and look at it the best. Let me put on the rotation tracker, hope it'll work. Got a lightning strike all the way down near Nicholsville, kind of bolt out of the blue right there. Trying to get the rotation tracker to work. It is not wanting to, that's for sure. So let's go back to our velocity. Let's go to storm relative. Yes, still watching a little bit of rotation near Dungannon. So we're watching that kind of closely here as it continues to push off to the south. I'd like to say one more scan, and if it stays, I might do a couple of call to actions here just to, yes, this is a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. I'll pull this up here real quick. Oh, wrong thing. So I'll pull this up to where you folks, that is a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning for Dickinson County is being allowed to expire, so at 10:15 now. And again, I'm watching here. Let me see if the radar has updated any more quicker on my phone. We just don't have any scan yet. Let me look at it here from Jackson. Yeah, we don't have any scan yet from the Jackson, Kentucky radar. Should be getting one soon, but that's definitely got a notch in it near Dungannon. There could be a brief spin up, trying to spin up near Dungannon, but right now there's no tornado warning, so nothing confirmed. Let's go back to the reflectivity so you can see the rain mode. And I'll kind of tell you why I'm concerned here. I'll hop on and show it to you. So we have this notch here, so you kind of see this kind of C shape here, and you got a little bit of inflow going. That creates some inflow going into it. And then, oh, hang on, we're getting a new radar scan. Now we're kind of, yeah, that looks interesting there near Dungannon. At any rate, this is bowing out. And then if we go to the velocity, I think that scan has, the new velocity scan has just came into, let me see here on storm relative. Yeah, there's still something there, and there might be even something over here. So we're going to have to watch it closely. Again, Pennington Gap, I have said it multiple times. Closer to Nicholsville. This is all southeast of Wise. The town of Wise and Norton all clear. We're about to have some interaction here with the cell that's popped out ahead of it. That's going to make things a little interesting. Severe threat passing through Keokee down to Stickleyville here, not for Pennington Gap. Just rain and gusty winds, maybe 30, 40 miles an hour, and some lightning with this part that's coming out of Kentucky. You'll have some torrential downpours there in Pennington. But so we're watching this kind of closely here. Let me put another storm track on this. Winds could be, hopefully it'll weaken some for Gate City. We're watching it about the tornado possible tag, but right now that severe thunderstorm warning does have a tornado possible tag. Winds, I'm thinking 40 to 65 mile an hour gusts are potentially happening right now. Let me go to our radar full and give you a storm track now. So this is still moving. This is the severe part at about 30 miles an hour. So over the next hour, Dungannon, basically in minutes. Yes, Norton clear from severe weather. Duffield 1024, Nicholsville 1027, Clinchport 1030, Hilton's 1037, Gate City 1037, Weber City 1039, Bloomingdale Pennington Gap does not have a possible tornado. Weber City 1039, Bloomingdale 1045, Mount Carmel 1048, Kingsport 1048, Churchill 1050, Colonial Heights 1057, Bristol around 11 o'clock, Bluff City 1109. As we go here, yes, Norton and Wise are clear from this. Again, when I'm watching rotation, I switch these different modes of my radar to examine it. Yeah, that's interesting how that's about to interact with that down here in Duffield and Clinchport. Yeah, it's a low risk in Gate City for a tornado. These storms are exhibiting some signs of rotation, so we're watching it very closely because this rotation could spin something up. Coburn, this is pushing through you right now and say stay indoors, kind of away from windows for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Folks, give me just 1 second. I'm going to work on getting the Gate City camera here. Please tell me it's working. Oh, folks, it is working. Perfect. This is at the Gate City Weber City intersection there near Food City. It's where this kind of camera is stationed, as you can probably see, so we'll be watching it very closely. Do not trust a weather app radar. I will say that right now. Just rain and wind for Pennington Gap. I would not look at a future radar because what it's doing is it's going off computer models. Well, newsflash, computer models did not have this line of storms happening. And when we posted about this would be a possibility this morning, we said computer models don't really show it, but they've been horrible the past, especially last night. So why would we really? So we knew with the weather setup we had that this was a possibility tonight, and so yeah, I wouldn't rely on looking at a future radar. This is a nowcast, current observation thing because you're not going to get anything useful out of a future radar right now because of that. So let's go back to our velocity. We should get a new scan here in just a moment. And we will let you know here. Hopefully we get that scan. Let me just, I've done got it on my phone. Just going to check a few of these little areas that we're watching. So there's 2 areas of kind of a little bit of concern. There's one near Dungannon, and I can speed this velocity along and show you. Okay, we've updated the severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, guys, some good news here. Gotcha, yes, you're clear. The Weather Service believes any rotation within this has weakened. I'm still seeing a little bit. I'm not letting my guard down, but the Weather Service made a possible tag off. Greenville probably stay east of you. We'll watch. The good news is they took the tornado possible tag off, but the bad news is there's still a couple areas of rotation, folks, that we're just going to watch. Okay, that's going to be right here near Nicholsville and right here northwest of Clinchport. So that's 2 areas that we're going to watch. St. Paul, Castlewood, in that the western parts of those, kind of in that severe thunderstorm warning, some stronger storms moving through. So again, we're going to watch this kind of closely. I don't think we have a tornado in here, but we're just going to watch because these rotations on these lines, they can strengthen real quick, back down real quick. So limestone, let me switch back to radar. Let me find the correct button. So let me switch to the Morristown radar. We'll do a radar update here in Northeast Tennessee real quick. You're probably hearing thunder from these out in the distance toward Johnson City. Severe thunderstorms in the Johnson City, Elizabethton, Washington County, Gray area. So we're watching them, but as we're watching, yes, Gate City's probably going to get hit with rain and gusty winds as this kind of pushes through. Let me turn back on the Jackson, Kentucky radar so we can see this a little better. This might be weakening a little bit, but we're also getting between radars. That might be what we're watching. But Bluff City, Johnson City right now, just non-severe storms. We'll watch these as they move off to the south and east. Switching back to our velocity imagery. They've took the tornado possible tag off, but honestly, this near Nicholsville's kind of tightened up even a little more since they've took that tag off. So we'll have to watch it. Yeah, QLCS spin-ups are very hard to warn is the thing. That's why they had the tornado possible tag. Dungannon, this strong storm moving toward you. The potential rotation just to your south and east near Nicholsville. This will kind of clip eastern Scott, northwest Washington County, Virginia. Right now, though this severe storm does not have the tornado possible tag, but if I see an area of rotation, I'm definitely going to let you know about it. Yeah, Kingsport probably going to get some strong winds out of this. Even if this does go below severe limits before it reaches the metro, still this will very likely have a special weather statement for 40 to 50 mile an hour winds. We also do want to let you know that there is the potential some localized flooding as well as this does push in. We do have flash flooding ongoing in southeast Kentucky, also the potential of some flooding up in northern Wise County, but confirmed water rescues in Letcher County, Kentucky, where considerable damage flash flood warning is in effect there in our viewing area. So again, we're watching this line from Coburn to Dungannon to Duffield to Keokee, pushing off to the south here at about 30 miles an hour. Dungannon, again, the most this is moving through your area right now, and the potential some strong winds and heavy rain, but any rotation is off to your south and east there in the Dungannon area. So that's some good news. Let me just turn off my green screen here and keep you with the radar. And again, I'm just watching these little areas closely, especially that one near Nicholsville, at least from the Jackson, Kentucky radar, but they don't look too bad from Morristown, but Morristown's going to have to shoot over the mountain to see this, so Jackson's a little better until we get to about Bristol and Kingsport to watch these with. So again, we're watching these closely, and if I don't answer your question, I'm sorry. We're tracking storms, and I'm trying to keep up with the comments as well. This line does look a little bit more disorganized a little bit. It's only moving at 20-30 miles an hour, so the strongest part, maybe 10 minutes in Gate C, we're still going to see some rain with it no matter what. Again, this might be showing some signs of weakening, or it could just be breaking up into smaller cells, so maybe it wouldn't be as widespread. We'll see what the Weather Service thinks. Again, 10:45, the expiration of this warning. Let me just pull up Storm Relative. We're yet to get a new scan of that. So, actually, we're getting it now. Again, we're starting to get radar interference from Jackson. This is not going to be a good way to track this. It's still some rotation, though, near Nicholsville. But we are looking so far up, no matter which radar we look at. And again, we got this rain here, and there's some more, this kind of leading edge of heavy to moderate heavy torrential rain, and then the more off to the north and west of light rain, and that's where we have that considerable flooding ongoing up here in Kentucky, Letcher County area. Just real quick, Jenkins, Whitesburg, Lackey, Millstone there, considerable flash flood warning until 12:45. Still using the Jackson, Kentucky radar to look at this, folks. I'm at some point here soon going to have to probably switch to the Morristown radar, but this don't look great. But the radar coverage in this particular part of Southwest Virginia isn't the best. We are still tracking those non-severe storms pushing into Elizabethton, by the way, Johnson City area. Those are non-severe. Could have some heavy rain, lightning, gusty winds, 20-30 miles an hour gusts possible in those. We'll see what they do with this severe thunderstorm warning here when it does move south. The severe thunderstorm warning for far northeast Lee County goes until 10:45 there, but that's from Pennington Gap, St. Charles east toward the Stickleyville, Keokee area. and then into Scott County, Duffield, that area. So this is where the yellow polygon, that's where the severe thunderstorm warning does still exist. And luckily they have took, well, I'm trying to show you, they have took the tornado possible tag off that. Yeah, Dungannon, this is moving off to your southeast. This is going to be an interesting decision from the National Weather Service here. Gate City, the warning goes until 10:45. The storm's about to move your way. We'll see if they have to extend that warning or not. Storm's probably about just 5 to 10 minutes away there from Gate City. So we got a new radar scan. Let's see if we got a new velocity scan. Doesn't look like, oh yes we did, it looks like. We've got one here. This does have some lightning with it. We still have the interference, so this is going to be kind of hard to see if we have any rotation. Let's still just be indoors, kind of away from windows as this pushes through your area, folks. Even if it doesn't have that rotation with it, it could still have some gusty winds as it pushes through. Rotation, though, right now looks fairly weak, kind of looking at it off screen on multiple radars. If we have any, it's thousands of feet up in the atmosphere. So yeah, Nicholsville, this is really pushing into your area right now. St. Paul, Castlewood, Clinchport, Stickleyville, Duffield, about to push into Gate City. Let's switch to Morristown. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you, this is not going to give us as good of a look at it, because you can tell. And you can tell where it breaks it up. I mean, this is easy to tell it. Right through here, it's shooting up the mountain, so it kind of breaks it up. It's not broke up like that. You can tell that when you look at it from Jackson, but this might give us a better reading on some things when we look at it from Morristown. So that's why I wanted to get that look. Let me turn on the velocity for Morristown. And yeah, it's very ragged because you see the purple. That's radar contamination, showing us that we're not seeing the storm at a good view. And when I switch it to Jackson, well, we have the same thing. So we're in between radars. This is what we call a lovely radar hole. So it's really hard to tell if it's getting stronger or weaker. I think it might be getting a little bit weaker, but honestly, it can be hard to tell in these when you're in between radars like this, really what's happening, because you can't see it good from Morristown, and you can't see it good from the Jackson radar either. Yeah, there is a thunderstorm cell over Johnson City. We've been talking about that for the past 15 minutes or so, but it's mainly just some heavy rain and lightning right now. Yeah, Pennington Gap about to get some rain. But again, this continues to push off to the south and east. You're taking a live look here. The storm's not made it there yet. That's the VDOT camera at the Gate City, kind of Weber City exit. If you turn kind of the way we're looking, if you turn left, you kind of go toward Wallow Gap, Kingsport. You can cut down Bristol Highway, Gate City Highway, go straight, go through that next light, you go to Food City. So that's what we're looking at right now. And again, we'll see if the Weather Service decides that if they want to extend this warning or not when we get close to 10:45. But we're going to stick here until the severe thunderstorm warnings are gone. So just letting you know that here, we will stick with you. Yep, you should be starting to get some of that thunder there in Gate City, because that storm is kind of on your doorstep. Oh, it looks like we are behind on the radar. Yeah, because this is really pushing in here to Gate City. I mean, worth a shot of checking this, see if we've got anything new velocity-wise. We do. There is still some rotation near Nicholsville. Kind of right through here between Nicholsville, Mesa Springs, Mendota. There is a camera in Pennington Gap, but the severe part of this is east of Pennington Gap. So we are not going to go, and since we are tracking the severe part of this, so we're not going to show the Pennington Gap camera. I do want to look back at this and Leslie County. Okay, we do have a report of some trees down near Pound, according to the 911 call center in Wise County. So we now have confirmed damage with this. The Weather Service warning of also some creeks and streams to rise in Dickinson County as well. So again, that's Gate City, Weber City. On the bottom right corner of your screen, delay. There is a little bit of a delay there in the camera, I'm sure, by about a minute or two for us receiving the feed and it encoding and all that. So just heads up on that. And again, we're still watching a little bit of rotation near Nicholsville, but the Weather Service as of now not concerned about it. Again, it is 10:32. I'm First Warn Tri-Cities Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle. Just kind of checking a couple other radar sources here. A couple other radar apps that I can easily kind of switch between the two radars, see what the Morristown radar looks like. And yeah, the Morristown radar is starting to get out of the radar hole. So once this gets a little more south, we'll be able to look at it. Now, this is going to be the question. This is about out of this warning. If the Weather Service is going to extend it, they're going to have to do it pretty soon. And we'll see what they're going to do. We should get a decision from them here, hopefully pretty soon, as this continues to push south and east. No, the storm right now in Elizabethton is not severe. It might have some heavy rain, some lightning with it. I will turn on the Morristown radar and take you to that. It's got some heavy rain, like torrential rain. We've also got some flooding in Pound, so trees down and flooding near Pound, a lot of roads closed there. This is heavy rain, lightning, maybe some 20-30 mile an hour wind gusts, but for a storm to be severe, it has to have 58 mile an hour winds or greater, or quarter size, or a tornado. So that storm between Johnson City and Elizabethton, not severe. So we got several roads closed due to flooding in the Pound area of Wise County. Turn this back on up here to Jackson. And this is kind of the line we're watching here. I'm going to do another storm track on it. Just a moment, folks. Mendota, 1039, Gate City, here in just a few moments as well. Some wind gusts, 40 to 60 miles an hour, possible in Gate City. Hilton's 1040, Weber City, 1042, Mount Carmel, 1046, Churchill, 1046, Bloomingdale, 1049, Kingsport, 1051, Bristol, 1059. Within this, Bluntfield, 11 o'clock, BMS, 1105, Fall Branch, 1104, Gray, 1112. This could be a few minutes fast because of the radar I'm looking at this from. No, we will not have another flood like Helene. This will not, and I mean will not, be another flood like Helene. That was a many years event. It does not have the tornado possible tag. There's a couple areas of maybe some weak spin within this, but this no longer has a tornado possible tag on it, which is good news. I'm still watching it, but no tornado possible tag on it. Weather Service is going to need to make a decision soon. This is from the Morristown radar. To see if they want to extend this warning or not. I would say since we've not got another warning, they might not, but if not, I would expect a special weather statement to be coming soon because of that area of storms. We will zoom down here to Elizabethton. I know we have some viewers viewing us here from Johnson City, Elizabethton. Again, this thing is non-severe. It might sound like it. It's got a lot of lightning with it, a lot of heavy rain, maybe some thunder, or it will have some thunder, but those wind fields just don't look that impressive to me. Let me turn to storm relative. These wind fields don't look super impressive, but Oh, we got a velocity scan before a reflectivity scan? That don't happen often. Definitely seeing some strengthening here from the Morristown radar, possibly. Yeah, I would be shocked if they don't. See, but you're seeing kind of, okay, there we go. Yeah, I would be shocked if they don't extend this warning. So we're definitely getting some strengthening here. I will not be looking at questions for just a couple minutes. I've got the Weather Service thing here up so I can see exactly when they extend this warning. It'll also pop up here on the map, but that way I can see the exact counties and expiration time in a quick manner. So we'll see here. Should be soon if they're going to do it. I would not expect this to take too much longer for them to extend it. Obviously, we'll be here watching it, seeing if they do. I believe my microphone's about to die. It is. Let me get a couple of batteries. We are going to lose audio for the next about 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, while I change out some batteries. So if you can, just bear with us. We are going to lose audio for about 30 seconds. This way we can go ahead and do this before the storm hits Gate City, Kingsport, Bristol. So we'll be right back. All right, we should be back on the air live here with audio now. Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure I changed those before my microphone died on us. I'm First Warn Tri-Cities Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle back with you. If you're just tuning in, you have this severe thunderstorm warning for about 5 more minutes here. As a new radar scan comes around. This is for basically now for southern Scott, western Russell, far western Washington County, Virginia. And the main threat here is some gusty to damaging winds. And it will be interesting to see here if the Weather Service does extend this severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, Abingdon, I think this will stay to your west. Again, got to watch. If they're going to extend this warning, they're going to do it now. They don't have much longer to make a decision on that. This warning expires in 4 minutes, and really the storms are starting to move out of the warning. So we'll watch it here. Again, now it's kind of a waiting game. See what they're going to do. Seeing a lot of flood reports out of Kentucky. Yeah, the rain coming down there in Gate City. We do have a Gate City, Weber City camera there. Right. It's there at the intersection, like if you're going to go there, the intersection near Food City. Let me just turn on the velocity. Just keeping an eye on things here. Blountville, these will push toward you. I don't know if you're going to be in a new warning or not. The Weather Service hasn't said if they're going to extend this. They have 4 minutes until this one expires, so they don't have long to do so. They did it earlier last time. If they don't extend this, then we might stick with you for just a few minutes, but if they don't extend this, we'll probably hire. Because then the storms will be non-severe. Bristol, these storms are moving toward you. Some rain, lightning, thunder, gusty winds possible. Again, technically not a warning yet. Don't know if the Weather Service is going to extend the warning. They are yet to say. We should know in the next 2 minutes. Really, the storms are already moving out of the warning. So if we were going to get a new warning, I would think that would have already happened. Bluff City, you would probably be in the warning as well, if so. And no, we are not going to get a new warning. They are expiring this warning. This warning is off the board. The weather, the storm has weakened below severe limits and no longer poses an immediate threat to life or property. So the warning, that was some lightning, will be allowed to expire. Gusty winds and heavy rain, though, is still possible. So right now, we no longer have any active warnings in effect for any active severe thunderstorm warnings, I should say, in effect. Yeah, Greenville area, this will probably go east of you. So we're going to get no new warning. We are going to have potential flooding concerns, though, with this. We already have some flooding concerns. I'm going to turn on the Jackson, Kentucky radar to look at those. We've had a lot of rainfall, okay, folks? So as we take a look at this here, I'm going to put me back up on the wall. We've had a lot of rainfall. We have flash flood warning with reports of flooding and closed roads in the Pound area. This is for northern Wise County. And then flooding here in flash flood warning far eastern Leslie County, but for a good majority of Letcher County, including Blackie, Whitesburg, Fleming Neon, Jenkins. This goes here until 12:45, and that damage threat is considerable. So we'll be watching it here. That is confirmed flash flooding. There is at least 2 water rescues being reported right now in Letcher County. So we are watching these storms as they continue to dive off to the south and east. These will continue to carry a very low to low severe weather risk. And should the Weather Service need to issue any additional warnings, we will come back on. So again, kind of what we have right now, there is no warnings in effect for anyone. So no severe weather, no severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for anyone, just the flash flood warnings in Wise County and then in Letcher County. We have a storm near County line, Elizabethton to Milligan to Hampton. That is producing some heavy rain, some lightning with it. We still have this line that could produce 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts pushing into Kingsport, looking like it's becoming more outflow dominant. This is the part that's moving into Bristol is weakening with some heavy rain, gusty winds 30, 40 miles an hour and lightning. Gate City to Kingsport, up toward Pennington Gap. This is just kind of rain, maybe some thunder and lightning with that, as well back into Harlan County. So that is what we have right now. We will just zoom out and give you a quick view of what we have. Let me give you this DMA view here, and let me just kind of put it to where we just have our counties highlighted. It'll change the upper to blue because we have no severe thunderstorm warnings. This is kind of what we look at. We are going to go to this. This is our map here. We do have the flash flood warnings in effect right now for the northern areas here of Wise County into Letcher County, far eastern Leslie County. We have the storms going on in Gate City for about 15 more minutes or so. Those are slowly pushing at about 25 miles an hour south into Kingsport. Again, 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts, some lightning, and heavy rain potential there. But again, nothing severe right now. The other storm in Elizabethton, around the same, just some thunder, lightning, and some rain. Probably not even a lot of wind with those. These are loud. These could wake you up, especially in Kingsport, Elizabethton. Parts pushing into Bristol could have some rain, but not worry about wind with that. It would be the part in far northeast Hawkins County, southern Scott County, and northwest Sullivan County. If we have any gust of wind of 30 to 40, maybe 50 miles an hour, it would be in those areas. So we thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with us here. Again, we've had the severe thunderstorm warnings. Those have now expired. There is no severe weather alerts that's in effect for our region. So right now, we are going to go ahead and go off the air. We will come back if need be. If more alerts are issued, we'll be right back on the air live, keeping you updated. But for now, this has been a First Warn Tri-Cities Severe Weather Alert. I'm First Warn Tri-Cities Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle. Thanks for watching, and have a great night.